Good morning. Good morning to you. The day is beginning. There's so much to do. Good morning, y'all. A couple of things I want to talk about. Living Out Loud, the podcast. So I changed the name on YouTube. That was what it was supposed to be from the start. Living Out Loud, the podcast. Some kind of way, somewhere in my thinking, I thought it was best that I use the handle that I did, and then I rethunk it and decided confusing. So change it. Now I'm new to these YouTube streets. I'm learning as I go. So, Living Out Loud, the podcast. That's how you will find me on those YouTube streets. Okay. I still want you all to go over there. Subscribe, please. Hit the like button, and definitely share if you think that the content is worthy of it. So, what are you talking about this morning, Christine? Well, I told you all I live on these YouTube streets. It's what I do. Anyway, I am learning. I'm learning on these YouTube streets. I told you all I hated school. I'm not sure if I mentioned that I love learning. Okay? Don't mind research at all if it's a topic that I am interested in. And it seems that what I am interested in these days is mental wellness, mental health. Since I'm living out loud, I also am going to share with you that I am in a time of my life where I have to be open. And I have to be honest and transparent, which leaves me vulnerable. Okay. But I guess I am the sum total of all of my experiences, and some of my experiences have been kind of rough. But you know what? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So that's what I am. I'm a little bit stronger, and I'm a whole lot wiser. So, I told you all that I recognize that paranoid speech verbiage. I recognize it. I hear it right away. And I also hear narcissistic tendencies, behavior, pattern, thoughts. I hear it right away. Now, I have my favorites. I have my favorite channels on these YouTube streets. I listen to Garden Answer because they have Laura and her husband Aaron in there get gardening and prepping information, guidance, encouragement from Lead Farmer 73. Lead Farmer and his wife, Lady. She has her own channel. They garden. They have all kinds of good information. He prep. I was going wrong. That dead spot. So, you want to learn about beekeeping and prepping and all things gardening. Tune in to Lead Farmer 73. I know from watching Lead Farmer 73 that I need to get myself a solar generator. And I've seen some that I'm interested in, and I'm gonna go ahead and get those things that I need to survive the apocalypse. That's what the lead farmer is teaching me. The lead farmer is teaching me how to survive the apocalypse. He is letting me know what all I am going to need. Okay. And then I watched A.B. Camping. This fella, I think his name is Tony. He is camping. He's in New Zealand, and he's camping in all of these beautiful sites. Beautiful. Him and his dog, Bruce. They are camping. Y'all, I watched that. I think it's the tone of his voice that has drawn me in, and the beautiful scenes that he shows and shares with us. And then I watch, and I know you all are wondering why I am talking about this. I'm trying to share with you who I am and why it is that I am doing what I'm doing. I'm getting there. Don't rush. Stop rushing. One of these days I'm going to turn this camera around so that you all can see what I see this time of day. I am riding east, so the sun is in my face. It's also reflecting off of the road, and it makes it difficult to see the lane lines. You can see old lane lines and new lane lines. The sun is reflecting off of all of it. Anyway, it's kind of confusing if you're not familiar with the lanes, and there's construction going on. So you really have to be careful when you're on this particular bridge. At a certain time of day. Okay. I watch Jason Corey. Jason Corey has a dog. It's a Cane Corso. Cane Corsos are from the Mastiff breed. I believe that's how you say it. Anyway, Bruce Wayne is awesome. He is a beautiful, majestic dog, and he's so well behaved. He's well trained. And Jason has a new puppy Joey Justice. So cute. Also a Connie Coast. And so I'm watching him with these dogs. Why? Because I want my own dogs, but I want large breed. I want a Rottweiler, and I want a Husky. Puppies, I want to bring them up together. And they both, those breeds, have strong personalities. They need a strong leader, which I'm going to have to be if these are my dogs. I cannot have two big dogs that are a menace to society. So I watch Jason Corey as he is interacting with his new puppy, Joey Justice, and his 4-year-old Connie Corso, Bruce Wayne. Pocket watching with JT. I'll be tuning in to see more of Pocket watching with JT. He's an accountant. I think I'm going to need an accountant in my near future. So I'll be tuning in, subscribing, seeing what he's talking about and what I can learn from JT. Pocket watching with JT. Budgeting. Fun and budgeting with Tanisha Davis. Again, I'm living out loud, y'all. So these are the things that I'm interested in. So I tune in to, to see what people are talking about, what they have to say, what I can learn from these people. Now, remember, I'm really focused on mental health these days, right now. Also, I'm about to start talking about financial health, okay? Which is why I mentioned fun and budget with Tanisha. Oh, Christine, put your foot in it, please. So I was on. I don't watch this guy, but the lead attorney. He comes up on the lead attorney's live streams often. Beautiful lies. Beautiful lies. Now I was just talking about, Tasha K and how one of the signs of narcissistic behavior, personality disorder, whatever it's called, is that they lie. His channel name is Beautiful Lies. Okay. Alright. Well, I tuned in, I watched, keep an open mind, see what all he's talking about. Well, what caught my attention was his invitation to Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, somewhere down south. He invited his guest for a weekend retreat to And he began to talk about the women and how the women are beautiful. Of course they are. We all are. Beautiful. Beautiful. But he also mentioned that they exude femininity. Hey y'all, what does that mean? The lead attorney did a show where he was quoting an article, I think in the New York Times, that stated that 67% of black women are least likely to get married. I'm listening to these men in this Mannisphere. Mannisphere. They're killing us. They are talking mad junk about us black women. We are too masculine. Kevin Samuels. This is what Kevin. If I believe Kevin Samuels, then I am going to die old and alone. According to Kevin Samuels' statistic. But I think that is what, in his mind, the future holds for me if I am holding out for a high value man. Now, what in his mind makes a man a high value man is, one, he's a high earner. Okay? He's a high earner. Well, guess what? The narcissist I married was a high earner. Okay? The narcissist I married was a high earner. But he was not, in my opinion, a high value man. A high value man is more than what he earns, and he's more than how he looks. So Kevin Samuels is an image consultant. So he is focused on really surface issues like oil and water. That oil, if I'm going to describe it that way, I would say that him and that kind of thinking are surface thinkers. They're only concerned with how things appear. So high value men, this is what Kevin Samuel does to the women who calls in. He has a snapshot of what a woman ought to look like. Okay? He's gonna ask them their age. He's gonna ask them their weight, their height, their dress size. Why? Because high value men are concerned with how the woman looks on his arm. That's what he's concerned. That's what he's telling us this man is concerned with. He's telling the women that men are not concerned about your degree. They're not concerned about how much money you earn. They don't care about how smart you are. What's most important to them is how we look. Now, the young ladies who are calling in, they want a high earner. That's important to them, okay? They're making money. They're doing, they're doing their thing. And they don't want to connect with somebody who's making less than them. They think they deserve better than that. Okay, all right. But if you think that being a high earner is what it's going to take for you to be happy, well, if that's all you want, if all you want is the money, if what you want is to be able to stay home in your very nice house with your children, his children, y'all's children, if you want to be if you don't mind that he's going to be gone, well, why is he going to be gone, Christine? He's got to earn that money. He's working. He's a high earner, so he's going to be gone making that money. So if you don't mind that he's gone, a lot of the time, then you go ahead and get yourself a high value man. But what I'm hearing, what I heard when I was listening to Beautiful Lies, as he was inviting this man, his guest, and then he included other men that he was going to invite, Kevin Samuels being one of them, and the lead attorney being another. I don't think that I would put the lead attorney in the same category with Beautiful Lies and Kevin Samuels. I don't. I really don't. I don't think that he is like oil with water, and that he is only a surface, that he's only concerned with surface things. I believe strongly, and that's just based on his content, his conversation, his stories, that he goes a little bit deeper than that. Beautiful Lies, Kevin Samuels, what I hear lacking is the same thing that lacked in my narcissistic husband, and that is empathy. They lack empathy, because guess what? Guess what else I heard? I heard that El Guapo, Beautiful Lies, has a fiance. But he was talking about going down to Costa Rica. I don't know. Somewhere down there. The beautiful women that exude femininity. He was telling the women, hey, y'all better scoop this young man up, the guest, who is single. Because if I take him down here, if he goes down here to Costa Rica or the Dominican or wherever the hell they were going, he was inviting them to, he's going to get, he's going to experience something very different than what he will experience here. Okay. With us black women. So okay. I was saying what I heard. He's got a fiancé. He's got a fiance. And him and the boys are gonna go down to wherever they go with all these beautiful women who exude femininity and hang out. And not only that, but liable to fall in love with that kind of energy that these women exude. Now, look, I don't even know what this masculine and feminine energy is that they speak of. Okay? I have a responsibility as a woman, as a wife, to set the tone for my house. I have to make sure that my house is taken care of. And the way I understand it, if you have a husband, he is the hunter-gatherer. That's what he does. He goes out and he makes that money. But now he ought to bring that money home to me. In my mind, if I'm responsible for taking care of the home, I got to feed it and decorate it and set the tone and make sure that all that is within that home is good, is straight. I need money for that. And the way I understand it, that's what men do, responsible men. But, yo, that narcissistic personality, they tend not to be real responsible to anything and anybody other than themselves. I don't think that I don't see how a narcissist can have a healthy relationship if they don't consider their spouse in their decision making. You really got to be mindful of your decisions when you are in a committed relationship, when you're in a family. You have to. And what I found is that narcissistic personality is the enemy within the family. The Bible tells us not to be unequally yoked. Well, there's a reason why. And there's many ways to be unequally yoked. That narcissist is only thinking about themselves. Now, you might be the kind of personality that also thinks about them, is concerned about them, but what you better not be is concerned about yourself more than you're concerned about them. So, I don't know. Okay. Unequally yoked. High earner. He was. And then he wasn't. And when he wasn't bringing in anything. He was, according to him, in a depression and he couldn't move. Well, the way I see it, he didn't have to move. Why? Because I took up the slack. And if I hadn't taken up the slack, then I'd have been hungry and homeless. Well, that don't make any sense. this is what I'm hearing from these men, those two in particular, Kevin Samuels and Beautiful Lies. I'm hearing that they have options. They can get that woman with the snapshot, who looks like what they think a woman ought to look like. That's why Kevin asked those questions. How tall are you? What's your dress size? You know, how much do you weigh? Because he's saying, look, we us high value men, we don't have to put up with your short, round, overweight, heavy self. This is what Kevin says. You're average at best. You're average at best, and we don't have to deal with average. We can get above average. We can go down to wherever he was, and get us a beautiful woman who exudes femininity. Okay, so young ladies, young people, you do not want any parts of a narcissistic personality. Okay? Take your time. Get to know the person. The narcissist is going to try and rush you into a situation with them. They're going to try to control that they are going to rush that. Okay? They're not going to, I'm not sure how good they are at listening. Actively listening. You know, people who are interested in getting to know you are actually listening to you when you speak. If you're having an interaction with a narcissist and you begin to talk about yourself or something that you're excited about or something that you did, that conversation is going to typically come back around to them. They did this, they thought about doing this when they saw this. It's going to come back to them because it's all about them. If they're giving you instructions, there's a right and a wrong way to do it. There's no such thing as shades of gray. It's either right or it's wrong. There's some who mature, whose maturity level is a little bit higher than others, and they may have a better understanding of things, but typically they're the smartest one in the room. Okay? You're not going to tell them that what they're doing is wrong. They're going to tell you that it should be done this way, and that's the only way to do it. That's how they do it, and the way they do it is the right way, and to do it any other way is the wrong way. Okay? So really what I want to do, y'all, is help you to see things maybe that you wouldn't normally and typically see. Take your time. I beg you, please. If you are single and you are dating, please take your time. Take your time and get to know the person. Look for the red flag. I lost my connection. I don't even know where I was when I lost it. So this is where I'm going to go, because I've almost reached my destination. I am going to say to you that I am living out loud. I am about to create a budget sheet, and I'm about to connect with pocket watching with JT, because I need to know what to do with my finances. I'm getting up there in age, and I need to know that I have enough to retire on. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it out loud, so that those of you who haven't started planning yet, those of you who are my age and haven't started planning yet, like me, we can figure some things out. So hit me up on my YouTube channel, y'all. You will find it at Living Out Loud, the podcast. Okay. And when you get there, like the videos, watch the videos. You know what? Even if you don't watch them, put them on. Let them play in the background. That will give me watch hours. I am going to share my analytics with you all when I get to 1,000 subscribers. Right now I have 10. And I'm going to share my analytics with you when I get to 4,000 watch hours. Okay? Right now I have 4. Okay. So, two things I covered. Know the red flags. Know the signs of narcissism. Learn them for yourself. I'm not a PhD in those kinds of things. I only know because I experienced it. Know that mental illness is running rampant. It is a serious thing, and we're all gonna deal with it some kind of which way. We're gonna deal with someone who is mentally ill. And we kind of need to know what these illnesses look like, so that we can know how to navigate. Especially if we encounter one who's ready to do, whose conversation, whose verbiage might lead you to think that they may do something unthinkable. If their conversation is making the hairs on the back of your head stand up, if their conversation is concerning you, you have something to do. I don't know what, but something. You've got to do something, even if it's just for yourself, and that is to get away from that situation, that personality. I know it's not good. It's toxic. It's poisonous, and you need to get away. You need to get away from it. because it's not good. It's not good for your spirit, and it's not going to get better. If you're finding that they have these tendencies, these behaviors, you are not going to love them to good health. You're not going to pray them to good health. I did not. I'm telling you, my prayer changed. My prayer was, Lord, I'm so sorry that I did not listen and that I've gotten myself into this situation. But please hear my cry. And I don't care how you do it. You can run them over with the Mack truck for all I care. But please, deliver me from this situation. That was my honest and earnest prayer. And he left. He left the marriage. He left the marriage. Praise God from whom all blessings flow. And to Kevin Samuels, who says that I am going to grow old and alone. So, okay, fine, whatever. But what I won't be, Mr. Kevin Samuels, is in a miserable and toxic relationship. I'd rather be alone. Now, my question to y'all is masculine and feminine energy. What are they talking about? What are they talking about? Do you know what they're talking about? Put it down in the comment section if you know what the blickety blank they're talking about, because I don't know. I don't know what that is. Okay, so masculine versus feminine energy in women. What does that look like? What are they talking about? Help me to understand, please. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to make comments. Shout out to all of the YouTubers and channels that I mentioned. Y'all go check them out if you want to. And on that note, I am about to bid you all adieu. It's time to make the donuts. So, love you all to life. Bye for now.